The last two videos we've been looking at the South. It's now time to look at the National League in the North. Yes, that's right guys, we are back and we're here to look at the National League North for this weekend's fixtures. Don't forget, before we get into any of this, hit that subscribe button and that like button. It only takes a second, helps us out, and it keeps you up to date with further football videos coming your way. So get into it, let's check out the table as it looks so far. And Gloucester City are the side that are leading the National League North quite handsomely by 4 points. Now obviously the National League North has been hit disrupted so much so far with COVID and people having to call games off. There's a lot of influx of people that have got so many games to catch up on. You only have to look at Curzon in 7th on 9 games played, Boston just below them on 4, and York in mid-table on 4. They win those games, they're up there with Gloucester, but those games are not won yet, and Boston obviously have that game to come back on. The game with Darlington that didn't finish, surely they'll get the 3 points, but nothing has been decided as of yet. But as things are, Gloucester are the league leaders. Fylde and Southport are in those all-important final playoff positions. And then obviously the semi-final of the playoff positions go to Kidderminster, Spennymoor, Telford and Curzon Ashton. As we look towards down the bottom of the table, and that is Kettering Town at the moment in 22nd. Just above them in the relegation places is last year's National League side, Chorley, who have struggled with the transition back down into the National North so far. But with 2 wins in all competitions in the last couple of games, maybe making a fist of it. A bright start from Guiseley has demoralised them. They're now down into 20th. However, they are 4 games less than the team above them, and that's Blythe. Lymington picked up their first game win on Tuesday in an absolutely classic football match, but that is the bottom of the table as it looks so far in the National League North. So due to self-isolation and COVID, we are missing a few sides that we can't look at this weekend, but here are the fixtures going into Saturday's matches. Alfreton host Darlington, Brackley Town up against Chester, looking for their first game they've played since October the 31st. Bradford Park Avenue go up against AFC Telford. Curzon Ashton go up against Leamington after that big win like we just mentioned on Tuesday. Farsley go up against Kidderminster. Gateshead host Southport. Guiseley go up against league leaders Gloucester, and Chorley will be hoping for further good luck as they travel to Hereford. So dipping into a bit more of the stats then, who are the top scorers in the division? And Gloucester City are miles ahead, aren't they, at the moment? Averaging 3 goals a game, they've scored 24 already. Kidderminster and Telford are next in line with 11. There's 4 sides that have scored 10. Southport, Curzon, Alfreton and Bradford Park Avenue. But Gloucester well ahead at the moment, which is no surprise to see top goal scorers from the division, but 2 of the top 2 goal scorers are from Gloucester. Matt McClure and Akwasi Asante. McClure's on 9, Asante on 7. Dominic Knowles is there next from Curzon Ashton, a big signing from them. He's on 6. Paul Blackett from Blythe Spartans. They've only scored 6 as a side already. He's got 5 of them. And Glenn Taylor from Spennymoor also on 5. But it's Gloucester that dominate the goal scoring charts at the moment. And we still have 3 sides unbeaten in the division as well. League leaders Gloucester have played 8 matches and still yet to lose. And Boston United and York City only played 4 games but are still unbeaten. Boston technically 5, 2-0 up at Darlington, and then a late injury to Nicky Hunt meant that game got abandoned. So we're waiting to see where the points go or whether that game will be replayed. So technically Boston could be unbeaten in 5. But as things stand, we still have 3 sides yet to lose in the National League North. There's the stats. Let's jump into our preview then and give you our predictions. Alfreton Town in 10th go up against Darlington here. Alfreton on a bit of a, they get a bit of a hangover from what happened on Tuesday. 3-0 up at Leamington at half-time, lost 4-3. That's 3 defeats in the last 4 for Alfreton now. 1 home win in their 3 so far. Over Farsley Celtic, and 2 games in a row now where they've scored 3 before half time, so they're definitely a team that starts very early. Jake Day has got 3 and 2, so he's on form, but Alfreton will be trying to get back into winning ways and try and put the rights and wrongs from that second half surrender on Tuesday. For Darlington, well, you take that Boston game out, which is yet to be decided. They won 5 of their last 6 in all competitions. Only 2 of those games have been in the league. Boston surely must go as a defeat. and I don't know what the National League will decide from that. But the away form has been key for Darlington so far. A narrow defeat of Fyle on their opening game, then 7 goals in their last 2 away at Curzon Ashton and Guiseley on Tuesday with a 4-1 win. Topping that as well, a win at Swindon Town from League One moves them into the FA Cup second round. So maybe a bit of a closer eye or a second eye is looking at that cup fixture coming up, and will that determine how they get on in the next couple of games. But Darlington are unbeaten in the last 3 against Alfreton. They won 2-1 here last season with late goals from Tyrone O'Neill and Justin Donowa. Both of those players have now left that club. However, form of Sousa and Campbell, Maguire getting 2 in midweek for his first collection of goals for Darlington, and hopefully a return of Luke Sharman. Darlington have plenty of attack. My prediction for this game, I think Darlington, their away form is pretty strong, and I think Alfreton will try and be battling to put the right or wrong of Tuesday. So I'm going to go for a points shared here, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw between these two at North Street on Saturday. To St James's Park next, and Brackley Town go up against Chester. Brackley looking for their first home league win of the season, a draw and a defeat so far for them. Lost 2-0 at home to Kidderminster in their last outing. For a side that have not been out the top 4 places since 2017. So Brackley will be hoping their poor start can start turning around soon. For Chester, they've won 3 and lost 2 of their games so far, but have not played a fixture since October the 31st. We saw Guiseley with a big break for going towards their game on Tuesday. They came back very rusty. Maybe Chester have that, but with their coaching standards that they've got at Chester, you feel like they will be more than ready for Brackley on Saturday. A tough places, however, that they have lost at Chester with their last two away defeats. Defeats at Gloucester and Spennymoor. Now, I hope the break hasn't stopped the form either of Danny Elliott, their top scorer, and also the inform Danny Livesey as well for Chester, who started the season very well. Chester have not lost here in the last 4 visits, and their last league game here was 1-1. They won 1-0 in the FA Trophy in the same month of November last year. Brackley won away at Chester 3-2 in February, but as we say, Chester have a pretty decent record here lately at St James's Park. And I think that's going to continue, and I'm not going to be bothered about the break that Chester have had. I think, like I say, the coaching abilities they've got down there and the players, the squad are really looking quite solid this year, and I think they're going to grind out a 2-1 victory here. It means another home game without a league win for Brackley Town. Next game we're going to look at is Bradford Park Avenue in 12th place, going up against a playoff-positioned AFC Telford. When they lost their first 2 games of the season for Bradford, it looked another bleak season for them, who finished bottom of the season last year before it finished due to COVID. But their defeat on Tuesday to high-flying Southport was their first defeat in 5, including a great 4-4 with Gloucester, meaning Bradford are sitting around mid-table at the moment, and they've had a pretty decent start to the season. Long may that continue for those. AFC Telford, where they lost Tuesday to Chorley after a good fight at Darlington on Saturday. That was their only win, however, in their last 6 games on Saturday away at the Quakers. The fact they have played 9 games compared to others is probably a reason why they are sitting in the top 7, because their form hasn't been scintillating, that's for sure. But Jason Oswell definitely been a handful up front, a really powerful striker for Telford. Telford are unbeaten in the last 4 games here and won 3-2 away here last season, and I think that can continue their form going into this week as well. And I'm going to go for a 1-0 narrow win for AFC Telford to pick up 3 points at HORSFALL Stadium. Down to the Tameside Stadium now, where Curzon Ashton go up against Leamington. Curzon have started so well this year, and they started well last season, to be fair, before they faltered right at the end. This season they look a lot stronger. They got over some rotten form to bounce back with 2 wins at Kettering and at home to AFC Fyle on Tuesday, which was a bit of a shocker, but a good 2-0 win there. They needed that after back-to-back 3-0 home defeats to Blythe Spartans and Darlington. The goals of Dominic Knowles are key, and that's a big signing for them this season. They go up against Leamington after a 4-3 classic on Tuesday for their first league win of the season. Didn't look like it, did it, when they were 3-0 down at half-time, but they did it. and a great fight back. Unbeaten in their last 3, not disgraced really, since their 4-0 opening defeat to Boston United. Scored 8 and conceded 8 since that, which have been very close games. 4 home games on the bounce after this, against top sides. After this game at Curzon, the home games against Fyle, York, Brackley and Darlington is going to be key for how many points they're going to pick up early on this season. The last 2 meetings have been 1-1 between these two sides. 2 goals and 2 red cards last time here in April 2019. And I'm going to go for a narrow Curzon-Ashton victory. I think Curzon do look stronger this year, and with my prediction video that I did at the start of the season, which I will link down in the description down below for this division, I think Curzon will have a good year, and there's definitely a chance for them to be mid-table and build on a bit of a disappointing ending of last year. So I'm going to go for 2-1 to Curzon in this. Farsley Celtic now up against 4th place Kidderminster Harriers. Farsley only 1 win in their 8 league games so far, however unbeaten at home. The likes of Gateshead and York have come here and not left with 3 points. They will want points on the board before everyone is up catching up with other games that they're missing out on. Farsley don't want to be left behind, but only 1 win in 8. And they need to start taking points off people soon. Kidderminster 4th in the table, a great start from them. 4 wins from their last 5 after a disappointing early exit from the FA Cup and an opening day defeat at home to Chester. 3 away games, 3 wins, conceding just 1. They're not punched with the playoff elite since losing to Bradford Park Avenue in 2018. People like Hemmings and Sterling James have started on fire and have been among the goals so far, and Kidderminster certainly are ones to take seriously this season. Kidderminster won here 1-0 in February, goals from Oliver Shenton, who is now of Chorley. Kidderminster 2-0 in this game, I think, on Saturday. I'm gone for another defeat for Farsley, and I think Kidderminster are going to put some pressure on the top sides in this division. So 2-0 to the Harriers this weekend. 3rd place Southport, who are just above Kidderminster, travel to the International Stadium of Gateshead. 3 1-0 defeats sandwiched between Gateshead's 2 victories so far. On top of that, a draw 2-2 on last Saturday against Brackley, conceding 2 late goals to surrender the lead. And a much needed 3 points for Gateshead as they try and look up rather than down. Only 2 sides have scored less than Gateshead, so goals have certainly been a problem for them this year, and they need to start improving on that. A side that were not that long ago National League. Very strong name for this division. They'll be looking to the 14th place will not be where they want to be. For Southport, sitting 3rd, and although they are sitting there nicely, Tuesday's win at Bradford Park Avenue was their first win in 4 matches. Away form has been so strong for them, 10 points from their 12 games so far, conceding just the 1. Progress in league positions in the last few seasons, and they look set to continue that this year as they try and beat last season's 12th place finish. Southport not scored in the last 2 visits here to Gateshead, 0-0 last season, and I'm going to go against the form, league position anyway, and I don't think they're going to score again this weekend, and I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Gateshead, and I think Gateshead are going to start picking up some points now to try and get back to the playoff places where they probably feel like they should be. So 1-0 to the Gateshead this week. The league leaders go to Nethermoor Park and visit Guiseley. Guiseley no wins in 4 in all competitions after such an amazing start of 10 goals without being conceding any in their first 3 league and cup matches this season. The 4-1 home defeat to Darlington on Tuesday, they certainly look second best for most of it. Was their first game in 21 days, so rustiness could well have been a factor, and what's worse is they now go up against free scoring Gloucester City. A complete opposite tale for them so far, well in the groove, fine form, unbeaten, fully fit at the moment. The investment paying off so far that they put onto that playing squad. McClure and Asante's goals, as well as a few others, they've scored so many. They will be without Kwasi Asante after his red card at Hereford, but they still do have plenty of potent attack for that side. A chance to extend their 4-point lead with a few clubs around them not playing this weekend, and Guiseley did, however, win this fixture 2-1 in January, but I can't see past Gloucester. I think Guiseley, with that match on Tuesday, will get a little bit of match fitness back inside them after chasing shadows for some of those second half moments. However, I am going to go for a victory for Gloucester. 2-1 for Gloucester to keep that unbeaten run record going. The final match of our roundup takes us to Edgar Street and Hereford United going up against Chorley. Hereford 2 home games so far in the league this year, yet to produce a point or even a single goal. a flip side to their away form where they have not conceded or lost. Fans being away from these matches certainly a factor for clubs all across the country, as away form has definitely picked up. They will be without Tom Owen Evans after his red card against Gloucester to make things even harder for Hereford to try and turn that home form around. For Chorley, buoyed from that Wigan win, they go to Hereford on the back of their first league win of the season at Telford on Tuesday night. 2 clean sheets in their last 2 away league games, and Elliot Newby starting to produce again, which is key to their attack in what got them to the National League last year. 1-1 here in January 2019, the year Chorley finished second and went up for their one season they had in the National League. My prediction, only 18 goals between their 11 games so far for both these clubs. So hardly, setting the world alight for goals or chances. And I'm not predicting goals again. However, I am going to say that Hereford are going to get their first league home goal of the season. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Hereford and Chorley before Chorley travel to Peterborough United in the FA Cup next week. So there we go, guys. That is our preview for the National League North. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you do not miss out on further videos coming your way featuring your club. Comment down below who your side is and how you think you'll get on this weekend. Who's your money on to take the 3 points in the National League North or any division this weekend? Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Up the footy.